Okay, let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. And you have both feet flat on the floor, about a hip's width apart. Align your shoulders with your hips and your ears with your shoulders. And imagine your spine is a beautiful string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. Just imagine you're lengthening your spine, putting some space in between your vertebrae. And then go to the crown of the head and just release any tension there. Just relaxing the scalp. Allow some softness into your face. Just release all the tense muscles. Relax the back of the tongue and the jaw, back of the head. Lengthen your neck and allow the shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. Then just be aware of the sensations of the breath as you inhale and exhale. So feel the air flowing in through the nostrils, a little bit cooler, and then out again as you exhale, slightly warmer. You're also going to notice the chest cavity as you inhale and exhale expands, diaphragm drops. And as you exhale, all the everything comes back in. The diaphragm pushes all the air out, assists. So be aware now of all those distractions in your environment, the sounds and smells and notifications on your screen. And just, try not to follow them with the mind. Just allow them all to be there. And then just check in with your mind this morning. How are you doing? Some of you, it's not morning, it's afternoon, evening. And how's your mind been today? Just allow the thoughts to just bubble up, arise, and abide. See if you can release any kind of tight mind. And then try not to judge anything that might be in your mind. Just Now allow it there. Allow it there, happening, arising. And if there's something in your mind you're finding a little unhelpful or is not really serving you or might be creating some tension in your body, see if you can pack all that up in a little suitcase and just let it float away. And then bring to mind all our people of our life, our loved ones, our strangers, ones we don't like. And, just imagine you can imagine your loved ones, their friends, and then your enemies. You can have, they say, put them in front of you. You're looking at them eye to eye, eyeball to eyeball. And then there's strangers all around, all the sentient beings. And regardless of how you feel about any one of these groups of people at any particular time, just be aware that it can change, and it can change in an instant. And all these people there, they're all equal. They all are like you and me. They want to be happy. They don't want to suffer, and they all have an extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So we think we'll do this speech practice, which is it's actually in the FPMT book, but it's a practice that's commonly done, but it was put together by the education department under Rinpoche's instruction to help us in a way. All right. I take refuge in the three rare sublime ones. May I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. I take refuge in the three rare sublime ones. May I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. I take refuge in the three rare sublime ones. May I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. So now you imagine you purify the truly existent I in emptiness. And so here, not everybody's going to be able to do this. So the instruction is then your wisdom realizing emptiness, which is non-dual with great bliss, manifests as a deity, and then you arise as a deity, but only if you have permission to do that. So, for those who don't, we'll do this, dissolving ourselves into light meditation. So it's a really good start, and it's a good replacement for that instruction. So you go to the crown of the head and imagine you have a sphere of white light there. And this light is radiant, brilliant, beautiful. And it contains all the enlightened energy of all the beings in all the holy beings in all the universes. And you may not be a person that can easily visualize things. There are people who can't. So it's just enough to know it's there. You don't have to see it in your mind's eye. So now imagine this ball of light starts to shrink in size till it comes to about, an inch in diameter, a couple of centimeters in diameter. And it slips into you through the crown of your head, passes your third eye chakra, passes your throat, and comes to settle at your heart. And then from your heart, this little beautiful sphere of enlightened energy starts to expand once again. And as it expands, all the solid parts of your body start to dissolve. So your organs, you start with your brain and then your lungs, heart, liver, kidney, spleen, gallbladder, all of your, all the digestive organs, your intestinal tract, stomach, all the elimination organs. And then think of your bones and all the interconnective tissue. And maybe even your bone marrow. It's kind of I think it might be a jelly-like substance. And then imagine, all the tendons and the ligaments and the muscles and the fascia. And then your blood vessels and the blood, plasma, cerebrospinal fluids, and your skin, your hair, all the hair on your body, even the little hairs in your ears, eyebrows, eyelashes, your eyeballs, all becomes light. Even your nails become light. So imagine yourself for a moment, this body of light, blissful light. And, we'll just do this for a little bit, tiny bit. If any distraction arises in the mind, any sounds, just melt it all into light, dissolve it into light. So now, you can do this in meditation and just imagine on your tongue is a syllable R, A-H. You don't have to visualize the Tibetan. You can just visualize the English. And this transforms into a moon. It's like a flat moon disk. It's also iridescent. And then on top of that, there sits a white syllable Om, O-M. And this is surrounded by the white Sanskrit vowels standing clockwise. So if you don't know the Sanskrit vowels, you can just, just imagine in your mind vowels, this white light moving clockwise. And then the red Sanskrit consonants standing counterclockwise. And on the outside ring, the blue heart mantra dependent relation standing clockwise. So now imagine that light beams are radiating out from the syllable Om and the mantra garlands. And, imagine these different colors, the white Om, the white vowels, the red consonants, and the dependent relation mantra, so the white and then red and then blue, all kind of like radiating out these light beams, and hook back the blessings and power of the speech of those beyond and not beyond the world in the form of the three mantras, the seven sublime precious objects of a king's reign, the eight auspicious signs, and the eight auspicious substances. So really all good things, all good, powerful, positive things. So those who are beyond the world are the Arya Bodhisattvas and Arhats, and then those, and they're abiding in the pure realms. And those who are not beyond the world are the yogis, who are, living up in the mountains, for example, in Dharamsala or in Tibet or in caves or in even just Westerners in retreat. And imagine all the blessings and power of speech are hooked back in the form of the three mantras, the seven precious objects of a king's reign and the eight auspicious signs. And they fill the whole sky. And then they just absorb into the mantras on the moon disc on your tongue, like rain falling on an ocean. And then we recite the vowels. So as we recite these vowels, white nectar beams flow down from the mantra and fill your whole body. And all negative karmas collected with your body from beginningless rebirths are completely purified. Om, a, I, u, ri, li, o, ang, a, svaha. Om, a, I, u, ri, li, o, ang, a, svaha. Om, a, I, u, ri, li, o, ang, a, svaha. And then as you recite the Sanskrit, the Kali consonants, red nectar beams flow down from the mantra and fill your whole body, and all the negative karmas collected with your speech from beginningless rebirths are completely purified. And this red light, it's just this iridescent light of sunset. So you know that's kind of like a crimsony red and bright and translucent and just glorious. So you imagine that. Om ka 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 nya tsa 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 gya na ta 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 na ta 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 na pa 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 ba ma yara la wa sha ka sa ha kya svaha. Om ka 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 nya tsa 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 gya na ta 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 na ta 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 na pa 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 ba ma yara la wa sha ka sa ha kya svaha. Om ka 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 nya sa ta ta gya na ta 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 na ta 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 na pa pa ba ba ma yara la wa sha sa ka sa ha kya svaha. And then now the heart mantra dependent relation. So imagine this blue nectar. So they often will say blue like the sky, but the sky has different kinds of blues. But anyway, blue nectar beams flow down from the mantra and they fill your whole body. And all the negative karmas collected with your mind from beginningless rebirths are completely purified. Oma ye dama hetu paboa hetun tekan tatagato hayavada tekan sayo nirda embadi maha shramani svaha. Oma ye dama hetu paboa hetun tekan tatagato hayavada tekan sayo nirda embadi maha shramani svaha. Om yadama hetru paboa hetun tekan tatagato hayavada tekan sayo nirda embadi mahashramani svaha. And the heart mantra of dependent relation absorbs into the consonants, so the outside ring, the blue ring absorbs into the red ones, the consonants into the vowels, so the red ones into the white ones, and the vowels into the syllable om, and the om into the moon cushion. And that transforms back into a syllable ah. And that ah now melts into your tongue. It melts into pink nectar and absorbs into your tongue. And that becomes the nature of a Vajra. So, in the Vajrasattva practice, the Vajra represents indestructible compassion. I'll try and find some confirmation on this, but it does seem to me there's a connection. So if we use our tongue to be of benefit with compassionate motivation, so then that becomes indestructible and powerful. So it's almost as if the negative talk of our speech makes us weak, destroys our karma. So here we imagine your tongue becomes very heavy and strong, as if difficult to move, and as indestructible as a Vajra. So, Vajra also means thunderbolt. So it's that, that little implement you will see. Where you see maybe with someone's holding a dorje and a bell. So that's it. The dorje is the Vajra. So generate very strong faith that all the blessings and power of the speech of the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Arhats, yogis, sages have entered your speech and made it perfect, and think, my speech has become perfect. And so the benefits here, because Rinpoche love benefits, read them. The power of your speech becomes perfect. Whatever you recite is multiplied 10 million times. The power of your speech is not taken away by eating wrong foods, and gossiping becomes the recitation of mantra. May my tongue sense base have all the courage of the ones gone to bliss. By the magnificence and power of my words, may all sentient beings be subdued. May all the meanings of whatever words I say be accomplished. Okay, so now we can do our daily mantras. Don't know if you want to have a sip of water before we start. Anyway. So we're blessing our mala. So this one we recite 7 times and then blow on it. And all the recitations that we do of the secret mantras taught by the Buddha are multiplied 100 sextillion times, 10 to the 23rd. And this is taught in the unfathomable mantra of increasing jewels. Om Rachira Mani Pravarataya Hum. 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 And then the mantra to increase virtue. If we recite this mantra 7 times, any virtuous activity you do is multiplied by 100,000. This is taught in the Sutra of the Wheel of Complete Dedication. Om Sambara Sambara Vimanasara Mahajava Hum. Om Sambara Sambara Vimanaskara Mahajava Hum. Om Sambara Sambara Vimanasara Mahajava Hum. Om Sambara Sambara Vimanaskara Mahajava Hum. Om Sambara Sambara Vimanasara Mahajava Hum. Excuse me, Om Smara Smara Bimanaskara Mahajava Hum. Om Sambara Sambara Bimanasara Mahajava Hum. Om Smara Smara Bimanaskara Mahajava Hum. Om Sambara Sambara Bimanasara Mahajava Hum. Om Smara Smara Bimanaskara Mahajava Hum. Om Sambara Sambara Bimanasara Mahajava Hum. Om Smara Smara Bimanaskara Mahajava Hum. Om Sambara Sambara Bimanasara Mahajava Hum. Om Smara Smara Bimanaskara Mahajava Hum. And then the exalted stainless beam, totally pure light mantra. Namanawa nawa tinan tatagata ganganam divalokanan continue to shata sashranan ombabari tsari ni tsari mari gala salawari swaha. Namanawa nawa tinan tatagata ganganam divalokanan continue to shata sashranan ombabari tsari ni tsari mari gala salawari swaha. Namanawa nawa tinan tatakata ganganam divalokanan continue to shata sashranan ombabari tsari ni tsari mari gala salawari svaha. And then the mantra of the great wisdom Bimala Ushnisha. And this has 2 benefits. The first is it purifies the heavy negative karmas without break of anyone who hears it. The second is that because it is the most powerful mantra for consecration, it can be used to consecrate holy objects as well as rocks, trees, mountains, and so forth, which I think is very sweet. The other one's also great purification as well, and protection, this one. So this one here. Om Shriyade Savatatagata Shridaya Garbe Zola Damadatu Garbe Sangharana Ayu Sangshadhaya Papam Sava Tatagata Samendra Ushnika Bimali Bishadi Svaha. Om Shriyade Savatatagata Shridaya Garbe Zola Damadatu Garbe Sangharana Ayu Sangshadhaya Papam Sava Tatagata Samendra Ushnika Bimali Bishadi Svaha. Om Shri Yade Sawa Tata Gata Shridaya Garbe Zola Dhamma Data Garbe Sangharana Ayu Sangshadhaya Papam Sava Tata Gata Samendra Aushnika Bimali Bishadi Svaha. And the holy name that fulfills wishes. You can see the second line is also down here on the mantra to increase the power of recitation. So if you're going to recite a sutra or something like that, or even your regular daily prayers, you can recite this one beforehand if you like, and apparently it just increases the power of the recitation. So we'll do this one here, the holy name mantra, 21 times. Dejin Sheba Zazin Galpala Chakselo Tayata Om Dara Dara Durani Bandi Soha. Dejin Sheba Zazin Galpala Chakselo Tayata Om Dara Dara Durani Bandi Soha. Dejin Sheba Zazin Galpala Chakselo Tayata Om Dara Dara Durani Bandi Soha. Dejin Sheba Zazin Galpala Chakselo Tayata Om Dara Dara Durani Bandi Soha. Dejin Sheba Zazin Galpala Chakselo Tayata Om Dara Dara Durani Bandi Soha. Dejin Sheba Zazin Galpala Chakselo Tayata Om Dara Dara Durani Bandi Soha. Dejin Sheba Zazin Galpala Chakselo Tayata Om Dara Dara Durande Bandi Soha. Dejin Sheba Zazin Galpala Chakselo Tayata Om Dara Dara Durande Bandi Soha. Dejin Sheba Zazin Galpala Chakselo Tayata Om Dara Dara Durande Bandi Soha. Dejin Sheba Zazin Galpala Chakselo Tayata Om Dara Dara Durande Bandi Soha. Dejin Sheba Zazin Galpala Chakselo Tayata Om Dara Dara Durande Bandi Soha. Dejin Sheba Zazin Galpala Chakselo Tayata Om Dara Dara Durande Bandi Soha. Dejinship Azazin Galpala Chaksalo Tata Om Dara Dara Durandi Bandi Soa. Dejinship Azazin Galpala Chaksalo Tata Om Dara Dara Durandi Bandi Soa. Dejinship Azazin Galpala Chaksalo Tata Om Dara Dara Durandi Bandi Soa. Dejinship Azazin Galpala Chaksalo Tata Om Dara Dara Durandi Bandi Soa. Dejinship Azazin Galpala Chaksalo Tata Om Dara Dara Durandi Bandi Soa. Dejinship Azazin Galpala Chaksalo Tata Om Dara Dara Durandi Bandi Soha. Dejin Sheba Zazin Galpala Chaksalo Tata Om Dara Dara Durande Bande Soha. Dejin Sheba Zazin Galpala Chaksalo Tata Om Dara Dara Durande Bande Soha. Whoever memorizes the name of this Tathagata and the words of this mantra will have all their wishes fulfilled without exception. And then here we're going to bless our feet before we go walking around outside. And anything that dies under your feet will be reborn as devas in the realm of the 33. Om Kretcharagana Hum 3 Soham Kretcharagana Hum 3 Soham Kretcharagana Hum 3 Soham Kretcharagana Hum 3 Soha Om Kretcharagana Hum 3 Soham Kretcharagana Hum 3 Soham Kretcharagana Hum 3 Soha Om Kretcharagana Hum 3 Soha. And so this mantra can be used to bless the wheels of vehicles and other things that crush and kill sentient beings. And it should be recited when you need it, such as walking on the ground where there are many insects. And then if you're driving your car or riding a bike, you can do that as well. So blow on your feet. We have 1 minute. We can just do this one very quickly. Lama Sange Lama Che Dejin Lama Gedun De Kungi Chepo Lama Lama Yin Lama Namla Kyabsu Chi. The Guru is Buddha, the Guru is Dharma, the Guru is also Sangha. The Guru is creator of all happiness. In all Gurus I take refuge. The Guru is Buddha, the Guru is Dharma, the Guru is also Sangha. The Guru is the creator of all happiness. In all Gurus I take refuge. So there we are. We're cooked for the morning. And oh, she might have time to do one of these. We're generating bodhicitta with the thought desiring to liberate transmigratory beings. I always take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until the heart of enlightenment is achieved. With perseverance, acting with wisdom, compassion, and loving kindness in front of the Buddhas for the benefit of sentient beings, I generate the thought of full enlightenment. So we only did one, but that's all right. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much. So lovely to see you all this morning, and lots of love. Oh, that's right. We're doing, but there's also a puja on Monday as well. Yeah, I'm leading a puja on Monday too. All right, everyone. Lots of love. Thank you so much for hosting, Mary. I will see some of you this evening. Thank you.